Hi, everyone, and welcome to another live edition of the Ethicast, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, at the 16th Annual Global Ethics Summit. Before we get started, a great big shout out to everyone who's also attending virtually from around the world. We're so glad you're with us. We hope you're having a fantastic show. In this episode, I am especially excited to talk with, well, gosh, this is, I think, the third time we've gotten together. Yes. Yep. Deborah Spanic, Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer of Clarios. Deb, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill. It's great to be here.
Before we get started, a hearty congratulations to you and everyone at your team at Clarios for another World's Most Ethical Companies recognition. I know you've worked very, very hard on this. It's very much deserved.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're very excited. We love the recognition. It's wonderful for our whole team and our whole company.
So from that perspective, let me ask you, you've got some experience. How, as a CECO, how do you act and how do you cultivate your position to be a trusted advisor within the organization?
That's a great question, Bill. And really, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we really take the perspective that our business owns compliance. We don't own compliance.
Sure.
So our team really has the view of our job is to help the business do the right thing, not the other way around.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it's about embedding our teams and our work within our business processes, and really doing whatever we can to make compliance easier for all of our employees across the board.
Sure. Now, in our previous interviews, I've gotten to learn a little bit about, how Clarios operates, how your organization, how your team works within it. And one thing I picked up is that you don't have a whole lot of room for inefficiency in how you do what you do.
Right.
Can you talk about how you make your program operate in the most streamlined way possible, and perhaps what tools and technologies you use to help you get that desired effect?
Yeah, absolutely. So technology is really critical. We have 5 full-time compliance professionals that are supporting over 18,000 employees worldwide. We operate in almost 100 countries.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. You're not going to do that just by putting bodies at it.
Yeah.
Technology really has helped us ensure that we have great visibility to everything that's going on within the compliance program. When we separated from Johnson Controls, we really strived to get a tool for compliance management that would allow us to have an integrated view of our data. And so we chose GAN Integrity.
Okay.
And as we've matured and evolved our program, GAN's worked with us to integrate our business tools with our compliance tool.
Interesting.
So we've done integration with Salesforce and GAN, with Workday and GAN. We are working on a couple other projects to actually integrate those tools within GAN so that for our business, compliance processes are completely seamless.
So it also sounds like it's not just a tool you pick up and plug in. There's a bit of a relationship aspect to this whole thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They have been a great partner for us.
Yeah.
We've, in many ways, I feel we've sort of grown with them.
Oh, really?
We've only
how so?
Well, we've only been a company for 6 years when we separated. They have truly matured their view of their tool along with us, and they've been willing to work with us to help make that vision become reality.
Oh, that's so cool. I like it. I like it. So I've always gotten this sense with Clarios. Clarios is not a small operation, but your team, though, within it, you really seem like you punch above your weight, right? And you seem to get an awful lot of ROI in terms of how you move the needle within your organization relative to the resources you have to do it. So I'd love to get some thoughts on, how do you get that asymmetrical payoff for what you have to work with versus how much you can make your presence felt, how much value you can build within Clarios.
Yeah, one of the keys to that is our regional compliance teams. So we have 42 individuals throughout the company in all of our regions who are dedicated to supporting compliance on a part-time basis. Mm-hmm. So in addition to their regular job. This is a very engaged group of people.
Yeah.
But the way to keep them engaged and allow them to still have that ownership is to put the tools in their hands to manage the compliance in their region in the way that makes the most sense for their region.
Okay.
So our businesses are very different region to region.
Yeah.
One size does not fit all.
Yeah.
So having a tool or tools that enable us to have that oversight, that governance, but allow them to actually put those tools in their hands really makes a big difference.
Yeah. What's one of the aspects of your program that you are most proud about in terms of, you know what, we wanted to build this thing we got this thing achieved. This is going to be a proof point for us that we're getting our program where we need it to be. And you look back and you go, you know what? I'm really glad it's a mountain we've crossed. What's one of those things for you?
For me, it truly is the ownership of our business of compliance.
Yeah.
I don't have to beg for support.
Okay.
I get support.
Yeah.
Our business truly believes that compliance is their responsibility, and they truly own it.
Yeah, but that just didn't happen by itself magically. There had to be a lot of work that went into that. So can you talk about the work it took to get yourselves to that position where they come to you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of it is just building those relationships,
Yeah.
and a lot of it is, again, kind of taking that view of trust but verify. So if you take too much of a heavy-handed approach,
sure,
the teams aren't going to feel like they own compliance in their region. So we really do take the approach of they truly own compliance.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you a very World's Most Ethical Company specific question?
Sure.
So, I've had the pleasure of speaking with you a couple of years now regarding your program and your recognition. There are organizations out there that would desperately love to get their first World's Most Ethical Companies recognition, and they're working very hard at it. It's always really exciting when you talk to the first time honorees, because it's always the culmination of a journey, right? And they've done so much to get there. I'm sure you remember what that was. You remember what that was like yourself. Do you have any advice you can offer to those organizations who are looking at next year's World's Most Ethical Companies? They're already starting to marshal their forces. They want this to be their year. They really want to make sure they put their best foot forward. What are some pieces of advice you can give them on their journey?
I guess what I would say is don't give up. So
yes, most definitely.
This is one of those things where people who are not in this space don't realize what an important honor this is. That this is not something, to your point, it's earned, not given.
Yeah.
And it took us 3 years to get our first World's Most Ethical Companies.
Yeah.
And even though it's always disappointing when you don't, there's always something to be learned.
Yes,
You get the great feedback, right, from the scorecard, and use that to sort of close those gaps and try again. And if you don't get it, well, then there's a way to try again. And every application process, you learn something.
Fantastic. Well, Deb, it is always a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so very much for joining us again here on the Ethicast. Congratulations to you and everyone at Clarios for your work on the World's Most Ethical Companies, but also kudos to you for the relationship that you've built with GAN Integrity. It's really cool to see how that's paying off for you, and it speaks to how this is a relationships business ultimately. It's really interesting to see how that's all working out for you.
Well, it's always great to speak with you, Bill. Thank you.
Indeed. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us again for this special live edition of the Ethicast, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia at the 16th Annual Global Ethics Summit. Thank you so very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye now.